Hi, everybody. Donna Joy here, and welcome to another episode of the Cougar-licious Cub House. Hey, what happens when a comic comes from Cali and moves to Las Vegas and is a diehard New York Giants fan? Well, you're going to find out today on today's episode, so stay tuned. Take it away.
Cougar-licious, in my power I rise with every step I take. I light up the skies, celebrating me. I'm a star shining bright, enjoying all the eye candy under the moonlight. Oh, Cougar-licious, watch me take my stand, grooving to the beat. Come and take my hand.
Hoo, 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 hoo.
like it.
Yeah. We got it going, Jay. In the studio, I have Jay Willet with us, and we're going to be visited in a few minutes by Jennifer Campagna. And but I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and I want to just remind you all to like, share, and subscribe. You can do it all during the show. Just hit that subscribe button. It's free, doesn't cost you a thing, and you won't miss an episode. It's the best way to do it. Okay, yeah. So welcome, Jay. Welcome, Jay, to the show.
I'm happy to be here.
It's
Donna.
so much fun to have you. My God,
thank
talk
you.
about the eye candy. We got plenty of that for you today, everybody. And we also have Jennifer Campagna, who's joining us. There she is, Jennifer. Yes.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm super. How are you today?
Well, you are. Yeah, you are super. Look at this. Look at these two beautiful people I have on my show. Am I not the luckiest? I'm the luckiest person, I swear, in Las Vegas. Yeah. Well, you're looking great, Jen. And
Thank you.
as people might know, or maybe not know, Jen is the gal who is behind the scenes of my website. You know, and she's also a sponsor of the show, because when you're a sponsor, you get little clips like this and little special guest spots and all of that. So, so welcome. And
Thank you.
one of the things I really wanted to chat with you about today, Jen, and I think it's so important. You know, people go on and they have websites. Now, I remember when websites first got started. You know, I mean, that was like way back in the 90s. And they were more like static flyers that were on the internet. And there was always an issue as to, okay, fine, I got my website up. Now what? How do people find me? How do you drive people to the site? You know, and back in the day, you had traditional advertising that people would use. And instead of phone numbers, they would put their web addresses, and there was all kinds of configurations trying to get people to find you on the web. And of course, everything has grown since then and become more complex. And of course, now with the analog systems and with AI, it's become much more comprehensive. So it's become much more comprehensive. So I would like for you to describe, you are the CEO of Web and Funnel, and tell us what you do, tell us how you came to this spot and providing these services, and what's the difference between what I see on a website and what you see on a website. Take it away.
Yeah. Wow. So many fun things. I love it. Gosh, how did I fall into websites? Well, I have an advertising undergrad, and then I have a master's degree with marketing, and I needed to find a career where I could really use my right and my left brain at the same time. And I landed in web development, and it was perfect because I could be creative, and I also get to geek out on the techie stuff. So that's part of it.
Yeah.
I do like to say that like the days of DIY websites are really over if you want traffic. And so that's something that you were speaking into, right?
Now, DIY, what does that mean?
Do it yourself.
Oh, do it yourself.
Do it
Okay,
yourself.
thank you. DIY.
Yeah.
Did you get that, Jay?
Yeah.
Are you taking notes?
I took
Okay.
my DIY. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, do it
So,
yourself. Those days are
And
gone.
those days are, you can do it if you want, but there's concerns.
Yes.
And so what a lot of people don't know is that if you don't have certain protections on your website, for example, a cookie policy or a banner, various different policies like link policies, there's something called ADA and WCAG, and they are website requirements, and you can quite literally be sued.
Wow.
if you don't have the correct protection on your website. So websites are a far cry anymore from just having a single page kind of, this is who I am, this is where I am, this is how you can call me. It's very, very different now. So again, there's all kinds of different complexities into it that you're speaking into. And then of course, if you're looking to build traffic, you need to have the proper technical structure on your website set up in the background. You need to have a good schema. You need to have metadata. I mean, Donna, when you and I talk about this, you're like, what are you saying? And I'm like,
Yeah.
just don't worry about it.
Exactly. Well, that's why I have you. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's really important, and I think some of our more recent conversations too is just like, how does social media drive traffic into a website, right? And so that there's a real cadence to how you're supposed to use social media to drive traffic to your website. But if your website isn't set up to take traffic, you're still not going to get traffic. Is that, yeah.
I guess. Okay. So how do you do that? How do you make those connections? How do you create those integrations? That's what I find fascinating. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want to do
That
it,
is-
but I find it fascinating.
Yeah. Well, the first step is research, right? I mean, I believe you're from the advertising world, so you know this. The first step is research. What are people actually researching, and what are they searching for? What words are they using? And so there's something new. It's called the big shift in my universe, in my website world. And part of that, and I'm sure you've seen this as well, is that people are communicating with AI like AI is a human.
Yes.
So they're asking. Right. So it's a conversational tone. Like you and I are sitting here and talking. That's the way they ask questions or pose questions to AI or on a social platform. So part of driving traffic to your website is making sure that your website actually has those questions that people are asking online. So you have to do your
Right.
research. You have to know your brand. You have to know your voice. You have to know who you are, who your audience is, and then you need to understand how they speak. So that is a big piece that I think a lot of people forget. Is not just technical. There's not just, connect the dot here and connect the dot over here, right?
But it's
you have to
actually
understand
how you craft the message to resonate with
Yes.
your audience. Yes. Now that
Yes.
much I know. Okay, that much I can
Right.
talk to. Yeah. But you're the one
Yeah.
who basically set it all up on my site because I was woefully, amiss. I mean, I didn't have any of that on there. So now we're starting to see results and people
Yeah.
coming in and people signing up and subscribing. So, and that's just a little note to all you people out there who are subscribing. If you go to the website, you can subscribe. And
subscribe.
yeah. And then you get a free
should
download
subscribe.
too.
You do get a free download.
Get
That's
a free
right.
download, and you get
That's-
special discounts and all kinds of things, all kinds of great stuff. Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, it's really come a far cry. I mean, seriously, I'm serious here. When I first had a website, first time, about 1995, all right, they used to have a little, like a ticker tape, a little ticker number, so you could see how many people visited.
Yes,
Right
yes,
there
I
on
know
the
what you're talking
site,
about.
that kind of thing. And that's what you would show people. Say, well, look how many people have looked, at
At
this
least
site.
at least you made one. My only website design is MySpace. That was as far as I got as far as creating any type of website. And I'm sure it's changed so much. I do have a question though. I'm curious for her is the AI side. I think you were kind of talking about it, Donna. Like, do you guys look at that AI as a tool, a replacement? Because like in the arts world, like what we're doing, I mean, there's people out there doing Chat GPT for jokes, or right now, currently, one of these shows I'm going to be on, they have an AI face of me that's horrible. Like
Is
I
that
hate
right?
it. Oh, I hate it. But I mean, for you guys in the website design, I'm sure AI has helped you guys out a lot. But how is it kind of viewed?
You know what? My partner and I actually, this is my belief. Go ahead and try to make a website with AI, but AI doesn't answer the phone, right? And so I'm really not worried about AI in the website world, and I'm not really worried about AI trying to conceptualize a good campaign for somebody and then being able to roll it out. And then also explaining analytics and what's happening with somebody's traffic and why. I mean, Donna, we've had these conversations as well, right? I don't really see AI being able to take that on. If it does, fantastic. I will tell you that Claude is really great in helping solution some coding hurdles that we face sometimes. So,
And Claude is your partner.
I don't. Oh no, sorry. Claude is an AI tool, but Morgan
Claude
is my partner.
It's the name of an AI.
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
We talk. They have regular names like us. I was talking to Francine the other day.
Claude.
Alexa, right?
Yeah, I know her. I know her, and she knows me. Yeah. Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Jen, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show, and the time just flies by when you come on. Thank you for all the work that you do. If anybody is interested in finding more out about Jennifer and her web and funnel company, you can just basically go to the website, go to my website, and you'll find her link under the sponsors of the show, and just web and funnel, and hit the link, contact Jennifer, and she'll take really good care of you.
Thank you, Donna. Thanks for
You're
having
very
me
welcome.
on.
Thank you, dear. Take care.
Have a great day. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Isn't that something?
See, this is where I can appreciate people like that, because I have no concept of any of it.
Yeah, I don't either. And as she said, I do, my background, I do have an advertising marketing background. And so when, we put the website together, well, I understood all the components, but then after a while, you just sit there, you just go, okay, what's next? What do I need next?
She's saying DIY. I'm like, it's not going to get done.
Yeah, right.
Like, if I'm doing it myself, it's not getting done. Like, we hit the wall right away.
I know.
I got crayons.
We're joke people. We're joke people.
Right.
Yes.
That's
I
right.
want to, again, welcome you to the Cougar-licious Cub House.
I'm excited to be on.
And you're kind of a new face in Vegas.
I've been doing comedy now almost to the day, 1.5 years. So new onto the scene,
And how did you? Yeah, I mean, I think that's a fascinating story that you have. You were from Victorville.
Yeah. So I'm from California. I've been out here for quite some time. I'd say so. Of the last 10 of the last 13 years, I went back home for 3 years, but did a whole bunch of different jobs and everything like that. But comedy, I'd say midlife crisis type thing,
Well, come on.
38.
Midlife, you're 38.
38.
Okay, well, you're going to be.
You're like, oh, okay, maybe you are midlife.
Well, if you're planning on living to 80. But I mean,
hopefully. God
hopefully you'll
willing.
be going a little bit further than that.
I hope
yes,
so.
I think so. I think so. So what type of work did you do? I understand you were in the health industry as well.
So I did healthcare. I mean, I've done a lot of different things. I mean, from grocery store worker to one of those obnoxious people in the middle of the mall in the 2000s selling you a cell phone. Sir,
no.
you got a phone?
Oh,
you got a
no.
phone? Come here.
That's got to be great for material.
So it's material, but then it's also it's okay with being rejected. Like I don't fear rejection. Like that job that's what that taught me is I'm gonna be in real time in the middle of the mall, just shot down. They might even have a smart ass remark, So being able to use having that part of my, it was my 18 years old, 19 years old, I think helps bode well for me for my comedy.
Absolutely, yeah. I think sales is a really good avenue to pursue in a lot of different ways and for a lot of different reasons. I mean, not saying that you have to be a salesman for the rest of your life, but it's all those little intricate lessons that you learn, and you learn how to read people, you learn how to approach people, you learn all that, and all of that is really part of what you exercise on stage with, isn't it?
I apologize.
Yeah.
No, it's I know it's been beneficial. Like I know, and it's funny because I recently started working at Jimmy Kimmel's comedy club.
You did.
So I'm a server. I'm not. They haven't invited me on stage just yet. But we'll do our open mic comedy every other Thursday.
I heard about that.
Yeah, so
Yes.
I'm the bartender now there.
Is that right?
Yeah, so on Thursday, we have one this today.
Okay.
Next one will be 2 weeks from today on Thursday.
I'm going to have to hit that up. I'm going to have to come and
Noon.
do. Yeah.
It's at noon. So, our daytime drinkers, we love you. But what I was doing prior to even working there, there's a lot of foot traffic right there.
Yes.
In the promenade, right there by the link. So I was using my cell phone tactics to get people, come on in. come on, let's, and I was getting like a dozen people
Right,
at
because
least
it's
a
free
show.
admission, isn't
Free
it?
admission.
Yeah, so they just come in, have a drink,
have a
listen to
drink,
some
what are you
comics,
doing?
working on the material. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Haley is the one that
Haley
produces
Brooks.
it. Yeah,
Yes.
she produces it. So, and then like I said, I'm the bartender. Me and Phil Kotler are the bartenders up there now. So that sales from that job came,
You're like
right into that.
the comedy barker. Come on in.
Exactly,
Come on in.
exactly. But no, so primarily I was in the healthcare field. So I've worked in ophthalmology, eye doctors. I've worked in dermatology, skin doctors, and also was in the insurance side of things. So got to go to the big bad health insurance, that way, seeing that side of things. So, but I gave it all up back in November. And
hightailed it to Las Vegas.
no, I've been in Vegas, but I basically just been doing comedy, driving Lyft. I chose to be poor.
Why comedy? Who inspired you to get into comedy? I mean, you're in Victorville. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I've lived in California. Yeah, I
Okay.
was in San Diego for
The beautiful
for
part,
years.
yes.
Yeah, okay, when it was really beautiful.
I believe it.
And I just came to Vegas 8 years ago myself. So you're in Victorville. Okay. Nothing much going on in Victorville.
No.
Love you, Victorville, but come on. But so what makes that move?
So, poor. Yeah. You just, when you're poor, you move to where there's better opportunities. So at first I was in Arizona for 2 years, and then made my way out to Vegas. Basically got a decent job in healthcare. I like to say Vegas is the closest I can be to California without paying California prices.
Exactly. Well, that's why I hopped the fence.
Yeah, so a lot of
I
us.
came here the same way.
But as far as
why
getting into
comedy?
Yeah. So I've always loved stand-up comedy since I was a little kid.
Who was your favorite comic?
My all-time favorite comic is Patrice O'Neal. I'm a big Bill Burr fan.
Bill Burr.
Dave Chappelle. But early on, I would say, so like my parents are real young. Like my parents had me at 17, so I kind of got to grow up
With them.
in a sense. So while they have their interest at 25, I'm 8 years old. So I'm going to gravitate to my parents. So on the weekends, I'd go see my dad, and we'd watch Premium Blend on Comedy Central every single Friday night. Like that was like religion.
Nice.
So at a young age, I'm watching all those comics. And then my dad was a big George Carlin fan.
Oh, yeah, well.
And that's straight into so many different parts of my life, his beliefs.
Carlin was really, and the same with Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr as well. They seem to be more, they're more intellectually driven.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
have a point. They're not so much observational comics, but they're more intellectually oriented.
Yeah.
Especially Carlin.
Yeah.
I was very fortunate. I saw Carlin several times. Yeah, when he was touring.
Wish I could have.
Back in the day, when they had little counters on the website. No,
Yes,
this is
yes.
actually before the web. This is like back in the 70s when he was doing a lot of college tours.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he was great. He was great. He just broke through. But he was actually in comedy since the 50s.
Yes.
And it wasn't until the 70s when he got into the college circuits that he really emerged and really blew up. I mean, he became his own person, found his own voice. And I think that's really important in comedy, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Do you find yourself going through that?
I'm still
Yeah.
a year and a half into it. I'm still trying to find my voice. I think what helps me is I'm older. I didn't get into comedy until I was 36. So I have a lifetime of experience to kind of ground me a little bit more. I think if I would have been trying to do comedy at 19, it would have been just
Well, you have a whole
disastrous.
different perspective of the world when
Exactly.
you're 19. I mean, we all have, right?
But I think I'm more comfortable in my voice outside of comedy, so that I think that can bleed into comedy. Whereas, in your 20s, you don't know your voice anywhere
Right.
in this universe.
Right.
So I think that's kind of helped me out a little
Well,
bit.
I found that to be a big challenge for me too when I first started in comedy, because I just started in comedy when I came to Vegas myself.
Okay.
And it was easy to write because when I was in advertising, I was a copywriter, so I wrote for ads and things like this. But to make that transference, to take the skill sets from writing for comedy wasn't too big of a jump. But getting on the stage and performing it, and then
Exactly.
finding a way that, you want to deliver it, and what's the tone that you want, this
The
type
cadence,
of thing.
the tone.
Now, if you think you got a lot to say at 38,
Yeah.
we got a lot to say, at
No, for sure.
at however old I am. So, but that's what life is all about.
Yeah.
So life experiences and being aware and being able to point out the discrepancies and make fun of it and have people
Exactly.
laugh.
I say, so my thing with comedy is I say it's the first and last truths of the world.
Yes.
The first truths you got to think about in medieval times where there was kings and all this kind of stuff, they would have a jester. And that jester got to say more than anybody else in the kingdom. They actually got to make fun of some of the royals and stuff like that. Now, if it went too far, off with their head, right? We know that. But that comedy, they were able to kind of maybe pick a little bit at these royals that nobody else could. That's the first. And then the last is everything gets censored and everything, people with their feelings and all that kind of stuff. Comedy, and that's not undefeated because people get canceled, but comedy is kind of the last time that you can be really, really truthful
Right.
in the spirit of a joke, not to just be a jackass.
Well, there's satire.
Yeah.
Also, satirical humor is obviously very prevalent. Especially what we're seeing on late night television now, or television. Or streaming, or wherever you
Whatever
get your
it is,
service,
yeah.
or podcast, whatever. But yeah, I mean, I've really enjoyed that. And how would you kind of describe your humor, your style, or what are you leaning towards? Because
So
I've
I
seen
do-
some of your stuff, and you're
I do current events. I like doing current events. I'm so far behind, I feel like, in terms of like the comedy. So I do, one of my biggest probably downfalls is like I like to do a lot of new material. Whereas where I'm at, I probably just need to have my tight 5, my tight 10
Yeah.
that I can I'm such a nonconformist that I'll have it, I'm gonna go up there and do it, and then somebody will say something and okay, I gotta do this callback. And one thing that I do is whatever holiday it is, whatever day it is, try to come up with one joke for that. I can use it forever. So you know what I mean?
Right.
So whether it's Women's International Day or Easter or Halloween or whatever, that way I have that in my repertoire. So next year when that time comes around, I'm gonna add to it.
Right.
I'll try to do another one.
That's exactly right. And that's what happens. I was at Wise Guys a couple of weeks ago, and I was doing a little bit of crowd work, and all of a sudden I fell into an old set that I used to do. Because it just kind of like naturally rolled into it. And Chris Spring.
Yeah, absolutely.
He said to me afterwards, he goes, "Was that new?" And I said, "No, that was so old, but I just haven't done that in so long that it came out as new. So now it's back in the act."
Yes.
That type of thing.
And I think that as we play around with things, that's what for me I've seen, the more I play around with it, the more things like that happen. Whereas when I'm so rigid, if it's good and it's going to get its laughs and it's going to do its job, great.
And I think you hit the nail on the head when you play with it.
Yeah.
You have to play.
Yeah.
And it's really a sense of play. And I think when you can bring that out, it brings it out in the audience as well.
They think it's improvised. That person who is at every single show, shout out Chris Spring, he thought, is that new?
Yeah, right.
But the flow of it, it's just, and it looks like it's just from an audience member. When I watch comedy, I like that, especially like, or you'll see a comedian like on the road, and then you'll see their special come out, and you're like, oh my gosh, like he told that joke, but it was you know what I mean? It was differently composed, so it's cool. I like that.
And then you recognize the comic for that, because all of a sudden there's a certain style and a certain twist that they do that becomes part of their brand.
Yep.
And then you recognize them for it, and then it just moves on. Oh my God, look at this! I can't believe this. You know what? I have to take a quick commercial break here. We're going to be going into just a little bit about that website you've been hearing about, everybody. So Rick, when you have a chance, take it away.
Cougar-licious, come and take my hand.
Hi, I'm Donna Joy, and ladies, I'm here to shake you up. Welcome to Cougar-licious, a community where women stand in their own power, celebrate their divine diva, and enjoy a little eye candy. So whether you're married, single, or however you identify, this is about you being your true, authentic self. Our message goes to 35 to 65-year-old women and beyond. And this is your space, your time, and we support you all the way. Join our community, sign up for our newsletter, and get a free download from my book, Too Short to Be a Showgirl, plus exclusive discounts to our online store. Subscribe free to our YouTube channel, the Cougar-licious Cub House, for weekly episodes featuring inspiring women with a playful twist. And book me for your next event, or join us live at our Cougar-licious comedy brunches. So what are you waiting for? Go to our website, www.cougarlicious.com. Your time begins now. And remember, stay Cougar-licious.
Cougar-licious, come and take my hand.
Okay, so we are back, everybody, and oh my God, we are really starting to run out of time. So Jay, tell me, what's in your future?
Yeah, so my future right now is the scene, right? And we know the scene. So if you guys want to come out and support local comedy, we've got shows every single day, pretty much every single week. But
And how can people find out about you? How can they contact you?
Follow me at Willet Be Funny. I'm on TikTok and on Instagram as WILLETT Funny. Will it be funny?
Will it be funny?
Hopefully, right?
Yes. I don't think you have a problem with that.
Thank
Okay. And again, everybody, thanks again for watching. And I also want to remind you to like, share, and subscribe, please. It's just so great. You really help this channel keep going. And I would like to thank our sponsors for today. As I said, if you want to become a sponsor, we're going to talk about that. But we have Linder Health Skincare, Web and Funnel, Mom's Basement, Comedy Sports, Go Ledger League, Caldwell Banker out of Arizona, and the Balkan Bar and Grill. They're all part of our sponsorship family. And you could also go onto our page and see the sponsor packages that you have. Just go on, check it out. If you'd like to become a sponsor, please do. Would love to have you. Would love to have you on the show and talk to you a little bit more about what you do and how you can help the community. So without any further ado, Jay, thank you again so much.
Thank you.
There's your big applause for the day.
I'm gonna do it. Like, share, subscribe. See, I had to look at the camera once.
Perfect. Okay. Thanks so much, everybody, and we'll see you soon.
Cool.